Hi all, so this is the next lot of the Warhammer magazines. We've ripped off this because it's got the address on it, but otherwise we haven't actually opened them yet, so we're still opening them with you. We just didn't want the address shown. So we have week 8, week 7, I'll send to Kurt, Kurt's with me again, week 9, and week... Okay, and then we've got a binder, Combat Patrol 47, which comes with these. Let's get the box out of the way and then we'll have a look. So,
yeah, it's got
sorry about the reflection of the camera. We've got to put the lights on because it's got dark here already. But
yeah, it has all the factions on the outside and the inside, it looks like.
Yeah, that's quite cool. So we've got a build section. So if you remember, the magazines come in different sections and we'll separate them off into these. So we have build, we have paint, we have read, all red, and then collect, and play section. So each part of the magazine will belong in its own section. Kurt will make sure they get organised properly, and then when I come to do the building or the painting, I can just check what I should be doing in each one of them.
As it goes on, we should, if it's like last time, get more of these. So
there'll be several of these binders.
Yeah, I think there was 4 of them we got last time, so it'll probably be 3 or 4 again.
Of course, so quite a few of them. Then Kurt stores them in his room. So he's got shelving that can fit it all. I don't. I don't know if you can see that way. Look. But it's quite a nice binder. I mean, it's quite thick, so we'll get a fair bit in it. So it's going to be quite heavy by the time I come to lift it up.
So starting with number 7.
Okay, and we learned from last time that I do not rip it open. Let's have my scissors behind you in the drawer. Thank you. Wondering what that is.
That should be, I believe, a inch measurer, because everything is measured in inches on the board. So that's to let you know how the distance between stuff.
Oh, so when you're playing the game, you can measure what's needed?
Yeah, because like,
that's quite cool.
Especially for movement, your units will have a set amount of inches movement. So like, I think for Space Marines, I think they get like a 6-inch movement or something. So you would measure from the base, and up to the 6 inches is how far they could move.
Hopefully you can see that alright. I've put it there so it's not against thing. I don't know if it'll be easier to spot against white, I don't know.
Well, you can see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should be able to see it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way up to 12.
Yep.
With their little markers showing where they go. So that's quite cool. That's really handy. Then we got our spruces. So we got 2 of them, and this week we have the first of part 1 of the 10
termagants and ripper swarms.
So this is a part 1 to part 2, which 8 is part 2, which will have the remaining. So I'm assuming this is probably 5 of them in here.
Yeah,
maybe?
It looks about it. Let's see. Yeah, this looks like there's 5 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe. Oh, probably 6, and then the other one will have 4 plus the ripper swarm.
Ah, okay. No, so that's not bad. So some of these will be built on camera by me, but some will be done by Kat off camera because there's quite a few of them to do. And once you've seen 1 or 2 of them, you don't really need to see them all.
Yeah, especially with big horde army and stuff, they tend to have a lot of similar units.
Yeah. So as usual, we've got the how to build. So this is going to tell us how to build. So I'll probably build like a couple of these ones, and then leave the rest for Kurt to build. We'll discuss it and work out what we're going to do and which ones. It's still the click and place ones, not glue, which is good because I'm still struggling with the glue. But I didn't do too bad a job on that one for you, did I?
Yeah, that's facing me. The sergeant is put together quite well.
And there's the rest of them. So we've got them, the 10 ones in the swarm, and that's what we're all going to go across. Yeah, so this is them all there.
Yeah, so that'll be the ones from part 2 as well.
Yeah. And then we've got the reeds, so the Angels of Death. which the Space Marines are more than warriors. They are a symbol of the Imperium's might and revered revered and feared across the Imperium and bringers of holy wrath. You should see some of the other videos that you're not here, and I'm like, don't know pronunciation, Kurt's not here to help. We've got lightning strikes and combined arms on them. Let me move them that side, then I can put that side, then it'll be in camera mostly. And then we got the hive mind. Every tyrannid is joined by the hive mind. The hive mind is a vast and unknowable swarm intelligence that allows the tyrannids to act with terrifying coordination in battle. And that comes with the unknowable presence and coordinated assaults. These are the ones I'm painting, aren't they? So they're the good ones. And synapse.
Yep, synapse.
Synapse organisms.
Yeah, basically the synapse organisms are the ones which are more heavily connected to the hive mind and use psychic abilities.
Ah, cool.
So yeah, there's a good idea of some of the synapses.
So the monstrosities. Synapsis creatures are varied in form and function as the tyrannid war organism. They are but a few of the horrors of the Imperium has identified as vital nodes in the synaptic network. So the Neurotyrant?
Yep, Neurotyrant.
The Tervigon?
I believe it's pronounced like that, yeah, Tervigon.
And then the Tyrannid Warriors.
Yeah.
Which are the ones I've already been painting, isn't it? The ones over there?
No, Tyrannid Warrior is a bigger version of... Because you've been painting the Leapers, which are like stealth units, which have long jumping range. Warriors normally lead like the Tormagants and Hormagaunts. They're basically like... Say the Tormagants and that were your standard, like, chaff troops, the recruits. Your warriors would be like your captains leading them.
Oh, right, okay. That makes sense. Decapitation.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
I believe it's... Obviously, I haven't read through it, but I'm assuming it means that you would want to take out the leader, because then if you take out the leader, all of the lower Tyranids start going feral.
Ah, okay.
Because the leader is the one in charge of the synapse and coordinates where everyone goes.
A bit like on the originals, you take out original vampires, the whole sideline dies.
Yeah.
Only I can link Vampire Diaries and originals to this. So then we got them play, which this shows your ruler and how it's broken down into sections. We got some model base, right, so yeah, so you'd put your model on one area and then count, and it's 3 spaces away. I like how they've shown exactly how it works there, that's really handy. 5 inches equals 5 inches. Who knew? Then we've got the movements and coherency. Thank you.
Yeah. Coherency means your units, like they show here, unit coherency. Every model, well, every unit in your, every model in your unit has to be within 2 inches of each other.
Oh, right.
Because they have stats based on the whole squad, you have to make sure they stay together, at least relatively.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
So when you move a distance, everything has to go that way. You can't split them up.
Yeah. I never realised that. That's quite cool. And then that's showing where you can move and things.
Yeah.
And the weapons and threat range. Also, even like that tells you.
Yeah. So each weapon will have a range indicator on the data sheet saying how far it can reach. Pistols are normally like 6 to 10 inches. Rifles are like 12 or 12 to like 15 inches, and you get like sniper rifles and artilleries which are like 24 inches, so basically 2 feet away. And
so that's what the ruler helps with, to make sure they're in range.
Yeah.
Cool. And then waking the swarm. So this is the play stuff with boards that we got on some of the other ones, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this will just be more things for you to practice playing the game with.
Yeah. I like that they have so many different ways to practice, and they break it down turn by turn, because someone like me would need that help. So, and then that's if whichever one wins.
Yeah.
These are the ones I'll be painting, and they're the ones you paint. And again, this is pictures of what some of it we're getting, isn't it?
Well, that's just the
general similar.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't know if we're getting any of the big ones, do we?
Yeah, I
can't
don't
remember.
think we get that one. We do get a big one, but I
not
can't
that
remember
one.
which one it is.
I might have to buy that one at some point then.
Yeah.
Put it on my list for you to buy me. So number 8 gives us part 2 of the terminants and the Ripper Swarm. And number 9, we get some new paints. Base
Retributor armour. So that's normally like the gold lining you'll see on the
what
Space
you put
Marines.
on your Space Marines, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the base Abaddon Black,
Yeah, Abaddon Black.
which is what I assume was used with the guns and things.
Yeah, guns, the like little, not leather, the bits in between the joints.
Oh yes, I know which bits you mean. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's pop these back away. Without flipping anything. Okay. Ooh, don't let it fall off.
Yep,
That's
okay,
not
there,
good.
do that.
Waving to tell me to cut. Oh shit, yeah, I haven't unplugged that yet. I need to unplug it. There's no way to turn it off, you can literally only unplug it.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's to make sure no one accidentally turns it off during like major things.
Yes, yeah, because these are used during major conferences and things. But it's so pretty. I've got to set it up properly yet. There's still scenes and things I need to set up. But I don't want to get too used to it and then feel say, sorry, I need it back. Right.
Okay, so number 8.
Okay, so now we have number 8. Cut with scissors again.
Yeah, I made the mistake of opening some of them with the previous magazine and just ripping the whole bag.
Well, I almost ripped the whole bag on one of them, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right, so this has got all the small ones.
Yeah, the small bases will be for the termagants and the
then
medium base should be for the Whiffer Swarm.
so we have just
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the other 4 termagants. And the Whiffer Swarm might have been on the other one. I'd have to double check because yeah, that's some of the termagants. Yeah, I see the little Whiffer Swarms on the other magazine.
Yeah, okay. Which are the little things down here, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically, those things normally swarm in the thousands and just eat everything.
A bit like critters and gremlins.
Yep.
Okay.
So this will be more. This will be how to paint them because the last one had the build of them.
Yep. So this is a Wraith bone, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, says there. Just wasn't looking.
Yeah, they normally on the magazines tell you to base coat the whole thing, which a lot of people will do just to make sure everything's covered. But if you want to save on paint, you can just base coat the sections you know are that colour, like I do with the Space Marine. I base coat the blue bits, which I know I do.
Yeah, which I showed on one of the paint videos, which may or may not be released at this point. But this is the colour scheme I've been working with on all mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think we've got a spray of the Wraith bone, haven't we?
No, I have spray of the blue, black, brass, and white.
One of mine. Oh, was it white's a different one, is it?
Yeah, I sprayed them with just standard Corax white.
So I might spray mine with that and then paint over the Wraith bone on that.
Yeah.
Because it'd be easier than doing the 3 layers of just the Wraith bone.
Yeah, because then you've got a nice white base and you can just put the creamy Wraith bone colour on top.
Yeah, I might do that next time. Again, so these are where they'll finish at this point, but they're still a work in progress. Because there's still lots to go on it.
Yep, as you've only got 2 colours at the moment for them, with the Wraithbone and the Ragnar purple burgundy, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I think I might have pronounced that correctly. Ragnar burgundy, yeah.
Yeah, I believe
I pronounced that properly on the videos.
So at least that's what I think it's pronounced as.
Yeah, then we have Departamento Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Okay.
I believe it's
human-looking people.
Yeah, I believe this is meant to be the weapons and the munitions of the Imperial. I'm guessing Imperial Guard, or maybe just the whole Empire of Man.
Oh, haven't you got some of these things upstairs?
Yeah, they're the cargo containers, and they also come equipped with guns, for obvious reasons.
Yes. Might have to get a cargo container myself at some point, just for the hell of having one, because it looks like it'd be a fun thing to paint.
One good thing about them is because you can have the doors opened, so you can. I just store like the other cargo bits inside of them.
Oh,
but
cool.
some people will also have little magnets on it, so you can open and close them.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, try that. The second Tyrannic War. So this is information about the Second War.
Yep, the second time the Tyranids invaded.
Maybe we should read and learn what's coming.
I think they've had 4 invasions now.
Oh, wow.
As of the 10th edition.
So the Battle of... I'm not even going to try to say it.
I think that's Eoden.
And then Aisha?
Yeah, Aicha 4 or Ucha 4. I need to catch up on them because there's a lot of names to remember in this.
Yeah. The Great Devourer. Devourer.
Devour.
I can't say that one, I promise. So, at some point I will get around to reading all these, but my brain does not comprehend.
Well, they do have a lot of also audiobooks which should help you with pronunciations and stuff.
Oh, that'd be really handy. Okay, and then we've got Death of a World, we've got Invade, Overwhelm and Consume. So I guess that's their motto.
Yeah, that's how the Tyranids basically do it.
I'm sorry if you start hearing noise, it is actually getting close to fireworks night, and so there's fireworks starting to go off. It is only the... Oh no, it is fireworks night tonight, it's the 5th already.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is fireworks night, so you might hear them going off in the background, I'm afraid. So, and then collect Terminants. I'll get it right at some point, I promise. Maybe by the end. So you've got your roles and your names and things.
Yeah, just if you want to name your units. And then
data sheets.
Data sheet for...
Child and combat, so some more plays. And then they're showing the rulers now, because now we have one of the rulers.
Yeah, so this all looks like it'll teach you how the charge phase and combat phase work.
Yeah, cool. We got the fighting and then scenario for ambush predators using those cards that we've already got. Pick things up. And we've got turn 1 Tyranids move, Tyranids charge and fight, and then Space Marines shoot and fight. And then the battle tips, which God knows I'd need. And then turn 2. So I noticed it says here the Tyranids move and turn fight and the Space Marines shoot and fight. Do they not move?
Well, I'm guessing in this scenario the Space Marines are meant to hold their ground. Because looking at it, they're cornered at the back while the Tyranids move in.
Right, okay. So that's a good way to teach you how to cope when you're being cornered then.
Yeah.
And it looks so cool. I can't wait until mine look that good. I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's one. So we already know what's coming in 9, which is some paints. But in 10 we are getting the librarian in Terminator armor and 1M base brush.
Yep, medium base brush.
Cool, he's funky. Let's put him away.
Did you want me to pack it away while you open up this one?
Oh yeah, sure. Make it more efficient. Okay, so number 9, we have the base retributor
Yep,
armor,
retributor armor,
which is kind of a gold one.
Yep. Yeah, normally if it has a white lid like that, it's normally a metallic one with little flakes in it.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's to let you know if you're washing it in water that it will leave flakes in there.
Yeah. So they're kind of colour-coded tops then?
Sort of. Just, I think there's only a few with the white tops. I think
Yeah.
it's like Retributor Armour for the gold, Storm Host Silver, I think, for a silver one, and then there is like a sort of dark silver greyish one.
So it's a good way of telling you to use a separate water for these ones, really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's handy.
Unless you want some like flakes in your other colours.
Yeah. And then we have another base, I said it earlier.
Abaddon.
Thank you. Abaddon Black. Which of course naturally is black. So not too bad at colours. And then number 9. They're wearing some kind of funky mask.
Yeah. Not sure.
Don't know. Funky though. So this has got how to paint the black onto the models that you've already started, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be all of them looking at it.
Yeah, so this is the one that you've already started painting from previous weeks.
Yeah, so black will be as it shows for guns and the joints in the armour.
Oh yeah, and then there's the gold, all the bits. Oh look, on the sword and things as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of gold on these ones, isn't there, really?
Yeah, a lot of the reliquary they have on them tends to be gold or silver.
Yeah. And that's where they'll be at that point. But again, it says work in progress, so there's a lot more to happen on it. Obviously, because he needs his face painted.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay, so this will also be some black for me.
Yeah, so it looks like all your claws and talons.
Yeah, we'll go and
We'll
black.
have black.
Okay. I was wondering what they were going. That's quite cool. So again, it's just a base coat, but it's black base coat going on then. Ready for highlights and lowlights and things, I assume?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, there's quite a few bits on them going black, isn't there?
Yeah, so it looks like all of the claws on, well, all of the major claw
Oh, and these are the new ones I built today. There's got some black bits on those ones as well. Cool. Took me a moment to work out what on earth they were holding. Had to go back and look. But these are cool. Okay, so that's what those ones are going to look like at that point. So that's really cool. Coming along nicely. And then we've got some more read. So we've got the chapters about the Ultramarines, I'm guessing there, looking at that.
Yeah, well, just chapters in general, which...
Oh yeah, so we've got the Blood Angels, the Silver Templars, Space Wolves and the Dark Angels.
Yeah, so these three are actually founding, well, I guess they're now classed as founding chapters. They were the original legions, whereas Silver Templars are a successor of the Ultramarines.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I mean, because after the Horus Heresy, Gilliman decided that to make sure that there was less of a chance of whole legions rebelling and attacking the Imperium, each chapter was only allowed a max of 1,000 Space Marines.
Ah.
Some follow the rules, some don't. But it meant those which were already massive, like the Ultramarines, had to split into successor chapters.
Ah.
And so to cut down how many Marines they had.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I believe the Ultramarines have a lot of successor chapters because they were such a big army.
Got some fun colourings for them instead of all just blue, which is quite nice.
Yeah, all of them tend to have their unique colour patterns to them.
And of course, Green Team wins, so... Most people won't get that joke, Green Team wins, but for me and my friends, they totally get that.
Yeah, there's actually 2 Space Marine chapters with green. There's the Dark Angels, obviously, which are a dark green, and then Salamanders, which were a slightly lighter green.
Cool. So then we've got Read Part 2, Bonds of Honour. The second one says one of Sergeant Ashton's Marines first back into gold. So he's one of those ones? No?
No, I think he's a different
one.
chapter.
Yeah, because he's got a different thing than those ones, hasn't he?
Yeah.
There's so many, I'm never going to keep up. Oh, nice looking gun.
Yeah, that'd be a bolter.
Flying skull. Okay, and then we've got the play as usual. We've got advancing and falling back. And showing the moves along on those. Which is quite cool. I like that they label them all so you can see what's going on. Because silly people like me needs all the information we can get. It's quite cool. So Tyrda's move, shoot, charge, fight. They do a lot, don't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of phases in I don't know, because you start with your movement phase, then I believe you can choose to advance if you want to. Then you go to shooting, then I think that's the... Actually, I think psychic phase is now part of the shooting phase.
Oh, right.
I'll need a double check on that, because it used to be separate. Now and then you can charge if you want to get closer to your enemies and to be able to fight them for the fight phase, which is melee combat.
Ah, okay, right.
And then you have like a clean up or morale phase at the end, whatever it's called now.
Yeah. They're changing the things and I'm having enough trouble learning them already. Okay, so 10 we already know is coming with the Librarian in Terminator armour and a brush. But 11, which we don't have yet but will be coming with the next 3, which will be 2 new paints, which we'll get in the base Coax White. So that's the spray we've got, is it?
Yeah, we have a spray. It's the standard white base.
Yeah, and then base the lead voucher?
Yeah, lead voucher, which is your standard dark steel colour.
Oh, that's I think that's one of the colours I've used on a few of my other models, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like the silvery colour of it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a darker one, but yeah, it's normally used for.
I can put that pack
steel.
away while I cut open this one. Yeah, when I started doing it with all the wrong colours and just making up however I wanted, which I can do because I'm not planning on actually playing. So
well, most people make them. Yeah, most people make them how they want. I mean, there's people that go to tournaments with ones which are painted weirdly. One person got a League of Votan army and they painted them like Christmas elves.
Oh, that's cool.
And they had their like big vehicles as sleighs. So it was just a whole Christmas
That
thing.
is cool.
And someone actually designed their Tyranids as xenomorphs. So the whole army was just a bunch of xenomorphs.
Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to up my game, aren't I? So we've got the Citadel colour base size medium. And so this is the one we'd probably be using properly to cover base, is it?
Yeah.
Instead of the little one that we've been using.
Yeah, they gives you the starter brush just to learn bits.
Yeah. This one covers them all. And then we got a little stand and our spruce for this one.
Is this guy glue or pushed together? Ah, this one's got little pushed together bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he was.
And this is one you'll be building, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one you'll send photos for me to put up for the build rather than release a build video.
Yeah, build and painting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for now on I might do the build and the paintings all together. So just film them and then edit them all together once we do them and put them up later. I'll see how I'm doing for videos. But this looks pretty fun one to build. Quite a few steps on here. Ooh, nice axe. These are really a fun one to paint.
Yeah, and a difficult one.
Yes.
I probably won't do them as detailed as they do for their stuff because, like on the front cover, it shows little lightning strikes on his axe and little power lines because it's a powered axe. Same with his suit.
Yeah.
But I might give it a try. But
yeah, give it a try.
Very
Because at the end of the day, if it goes wrong, you just paint over it.
Yeah.
So the what?
Ecclesiarchy.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to say that.
Basically the church.
Okay. Why don't they just call it the church?
They have to be fancy. It's all.
I know all of their names, but the paint's all fancy. Me and Kathy were discussing that because it turned out while I was painting yesterday, so was Ryan.
Ah, okay.
We've both been doing Warhammer stuff. So, I'm not going to say it again, but the Shines of Faith.
Shrines.
Shrines, thank you. I knew what it said, I just said it wrong. And then we've got the Cult Imperials. Yeah, he looks like a cult leader.
Yeah, it's
Do we get this building?
I don't think we do in this set.
No,
we can
but do they make it?
Probably have some structures like that.
Because that looks like it'd be a fun one to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, some of the structures, they might fall under Forge World models, depending on how big they are.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to look into it. But it's the Sisters of Battle, which is one of the ones I got, isn't it?
Yeah, you have a few sisters.
Yeah, cool. Devastator Doctrine.
Yeah. Just talking about the doctrine of the Space Marines.
Oh.
And some of their...
Battlist Dreadnought Storm Talon gunship and the Repulsor Executioner.
Yeah.
Okay, they look cool.
Yeah. Repulsor means it's a hover tank, and Executioner is the style of hover tank it is. Because you can get multiple different repulsor tanks.
They do look like cool ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the Librarian and all of his stats in his data sheet. He does look really cool painted up, doesn't he?
Yeah, lots of detail.
I look forward to seeing you finish that so I can see what it looks like. And so this one explains his weapons abilities. So we've got the pistol and the rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire weapons, as it shows here, mean that if you're within half the distance of the weapon's range, so say the weapon is 24-inch range, but you're within 12 inches, you get the rapid fire bonus, which means you get extra shots based on whatever the rapid fire is equal to.
Oh, cool. So getting close sometimes works really well then.
Yeah, if you have good rapid fire weapons.
So they've got like a blast, a torrent, and then
torrent is a keyword for flamer weapons. It means you don't have to roll to aim; they just automatically hit.
Oh right,
because
cool.
it's a flamethrower. You're not gonna miss.
Yeah, you have to be pretty bad to miss with a flamethrower. And then we got heavy.
Yep, heavy weapons, which I believe, blast weapons are ones which damage in an area, so normally grenades and rocket launchers. Heavy are like big cannons and tank weapons.
Oh right, yeah.
Normally they get a penalty to the accuracy if you've moved with them, although some vehicles obviously don't have that penalty because they're on a vehicle.
Yeah, cool. And then devastating wounds and psychic.
Yep, so devastating wounds is weapons with the devastating wound keyword have a chance to bypass your opponent's armour completely each time, and you cause a critical wound. So if you roll a 6, by rolling a 6 to wound, they can't save against it, it automatically damages them.
Oh, lethal then.
Yeah, and psychic just means it's a psychic weapon that's using psychic attacks.
And then we got the assault.
Yeah.
And hazardous.
Yeah, hazardous.
The mortal wounds.
Yeah, hazardous weapons are ones which can damage the user. Normally those are plasma weapons. Because if you roll a 1 on any plasma weapon, it damages the user because it basically blows up.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and assault weapons, I believe, are ones you can advance with without losing a penalty to aim.
Ah, right, okay,
so
cool.
They'd normally be like your SMG type weapons.
Ah. And then we've got some more plays. This one's Mind Over Matter. So this one where the Space Marines get to do a bunch of stuff first and then the Tyranids fight. So this one's more based for the Space Marines rather than Tyranids, which the other one was, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then we got Tyranids go there. Tyranids turn. So they do give a lot of potential gameplays, which is really nice.
Yeah. And they separate it off to let you learn the new stuff with each model.
Yeah.
Throwing it all together.
Which is really good. So 11, we're going to get these paints as we know. 12 and 13 is part 1 and 2, which deploy the Terminators, build the Space Marine elite and special abilities. So it looks like we get these.
Yep.
So I guess we're going to get like roughly half each on each one or something.
Yeah, so it looks like 5 Terminators and a recon beacon, I think it is, or deployment beacon. So
cool. So we've got a few good ones coming then.
Yep. Yeah, because we should be getting the bigger units for these factions and before we get to the next factions after that.
Cool. There's so much to keep track of. Put the brush in there.
Yeah, I think
And
we get
those
the
two paints.
we can keep them
We'll keep
out
them out.
because they're the paint ones.
Right.
Yeah, I think the premium kits
So-
come at the end of the faction for that one, so we get like the first two premium kits when Tyranids and Space Marines end.
So there we go. So that's everything we're getting in this month's, and I'll hopefully have the video out pretty soon, in the next day or so. Depends on editing, and then we'll see about build and paint videos when we have time to get them done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you for watching. Any questions or any comments, pop them down below. I've enjoyed that some of you have been commenting, and thank you very much. And I will see you all again soon. You're going to say bye?
Bye.